was that interview for? Am I going to be on TV?
Bye-bye.
Courtesy of them.
Bye.
Bye. People would go down this alley at night and they wouldn't make it to the other end. And it was destroyed by a fire during a typhoon. There's a lot of people spending a lot of money in there. Where the hell am I meant to be going? There's not a single bench in this entire ferry port. I just got told off for sitting down. Surely the world would end. Picked up my ticket, been through immigration, which is a cursory glance at a passport, and I'm just waiting. I now have a little sticker on my ticket. I don't know why, but I got one. I'm following a crowd again, and I'm getting jostled. Jostled, I tell you. It's an outrage. Well, I made it to Macau. I feel unwell from that boat, but it's all right. I've got my Macau pass from the convenience store in the port. I'm going to try to work out how to use the light rail. That's my plan. It does kind of feel like I'm in a bus station though, and everyone looks like they're using the bus. I don't want to do the bus. That building looks light rail-ish. The light rail here is meant to be really good. The cheapest way to get around this city, and nobody uses it for some reason. I'm sure if there's a good reason, we'll be finding out together. Well, it works. Where can I find this elusive flan? I'm interested. Welcome to Macau, the historic centre of Macau, to be exact, culturally relevant. Behind me is the Ma Temple, the Heavenly Empress Temple, I think it's called. So we're about to go in and have a look at. I'm in Macau for 48 hours, which I'm hoping will be enough time to race around and see everything I need to see. How long was that montage? Who knows? I've got all my stuff with me, and it's hotter than a brothel in summertime. I don't know why I said that, but we're gonna have a explore before I can check into my hotel. I'm only here for 48 hours. I want to be respectful though, because there are people actively worshipping here, so I'm not gonna get too far into their business. Look at the size of those joss sticks. The air here is so thick and humid with vapor and beautiful smelling smoke. It's one of the oldest places in Macau apparently. The original building was built in the 1400s, long before Macau was Macau. And Ma is again a god of sailing, which makes sense because it's so close to the water. There's a guy up there walking around with a camera, very much like me, and I just did an interview for him. I've no idea what the interview was for or why, but I did it. I obliged. Really, this is a beautiful place. It's very calm to say we're right in the city, and Macau's one of the most densely populated places in the world, apparently. You wouldn't know that. What was that interview for? Am I going to be on TV? I hope so. I should have mentioned my channel. Damn it! I missed an opportunity there. I just like glazed tiles. I can't explain it to you. This place is the house of a person, I don't know how respectful guy is, of a person called Zheng Guanying, who was an economist, I believe, in the late 1800s. It's absolutely ginormous. It's palatial. He must have done quite well for himself. This is an amazing place. They look exactly like the Chinese junks that I was on my Hong Kong trip in the last episode. Have you watched it? Who knows? Ooh. I've falling backwards because of my bag. I'm very happy to not be on a boat. Man, I love stumbling upon really cool and beautiful places like this. Look at the size of this place. It's a house. It just goes on and on and on. There must be 50 rooms. I am turned around. How the hell do you get out? Through here? Down here? Just done a bit of reading. There's 60 rooms. So I was close, which I feel it's very important to point out. There was about 72 tenants here at its height, and there was people living here that weren't just part of the family. There was one guy from India who moved in, and he was raising goats here, as well as had beehives. So you can imagine this place was a bustling little community, almost, with goats down, bringing fresh honey on supply. And I do like goats, such as the goats you can find featured in my Portugal video. Have you watched it? All I want is to one day live in a house that becomes culturally relevant after my death. There certainly is something almost European about these winding streets. It's quite comforting, really.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Up here! You should subscribe!
I think I'm going to need some cash. A lot of places don't seem to want to take a card. That might be an issue. They only want to give you 1,000 mop notes. And I don't need £100. I need £30. I really don't think I'm going to need that much money while I'm here, but I need some money. I found a compromise. Bank of China was giving $500 notes, which is about $50 US. You can use Hong Kong dollars here as well, and Chinese yuan. But I had a problem and I've solved it. Just need to break this huge banknote. I don't know how normal that is to do, but we'll see. I'm gonna die on this road. This is the Hotel Macau Masters. It's not much to look at from the outside. Better than I'm used to, if I'm honest. I'm gonna get charged for that, aren't I? First thing I did was break this glass. Good morning from the quiet back streets of Macau. I bet this street is bustling later on, but right now it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a darn sight quieter, almost peaceful, you might say. And it's also quite a lot cooler. Thought I'd get out ahead of it. Nothing's open yet, but I'm not going to let that dampen anything. Macau started its life as a Portuguese colony. It was Portugal's way of getting a foothold into the Chinese market. And they were kind of annoyed when Hong Kong turned up. The British came and said, we could do that. And they took a bunch of their trade off them. But it's undeniably Portuguese around here. Obviously, there's Portuguese language everywhere. But it just has the feeling of a little European town. It's so nice walking around during the morning. The day's getting started, everyone looks like they're off to work. So these are the ruins of St. Paul. It was a church built in the 1600 by Jesuits, and it was destroyed by a fire during a typhoon. Which, I mean, it's very sad, but it is quite a funny sentence. It's kind of cool because a lot of the reliefs were made by Japanese Christians who were expelled from Japan. So they're Christian reliefs, but they're very unorthodox as far as Western Christian imagery goes. Just up there is Mary standing on a 7-headed hydra, which does look like, to me anyway, a Chinese dragon. Oh cool, there's even like little Chinese dragons guarding the sides of the reliefs. I like it. It's kind of wild here in Macau, you know. You've got stuff like this, old reliefs and, you know, hundreds of years old ruins and churches, and it feels like a European city in many ways, but it's also very obviously Asian because we're in Asia. And then just behind me over here, giant casino, the most modern thing I can think of. Just stood here casually ruining about 55 people's photographs. I thought cicadas were loud in Tennessee. They're so loud here. It says just here that this is a statue of a guy called Matteo Ricci. He was an Italian Jesuit who came to Macau in the 1500s, and it took him ages to get granted permission to go to mainland China. But when he did, he went through and started his fight for the good cause, converting people to Christianity. And he studied natural sciences and translated things into Italian, I'm guessing back into Italian. He learnt Chinese. He's a real Renaissance man. Literally, I think a literal Renaissance man. And he's the first foreigner to be given permission, I guess posthumous permission, to be buried in Beijing. That's kind of cool. Good for him. Oh, and it looks like he's got a hotel named after him. Huh? Guy just asking about my camera. I don't really know where I'm going, which means I can't be lost. So I've got no destination in mind. I'm just kind of wandering. I'm on a place called Fortress Hill, I think. Well, you don't have to read Portuguese or Cantonese to realise that probably means something along the lines of Avenue of the Guns. Also, as a context clue master, there are cannons here. Well, this place is rather unexpected. It's called Fort Mount, or Mount Fort, or Fortaleza de Monte. Just big fortress. And it was built by the Portuguese to protect the Jesuits from the pirates of the surrounding areas. But the battle it actually fought was against the Dutch, those orange bastards. One of my best friends is Dutch. Am I allowed to say that? Well, what a place to come for the views. There was 32 cannons up here protecting the fort. Most of them are still here. But it looks like what people do really now is come up here in the morning and practice Tai Chi. I think it's Tai Chi, I'm not 100% sure. But it looks like Tai Chi to me. How sweaty am I? Very? Quite? Is this a one-way mirror? Pretty sure that's a one-way mirror. People in there are probably thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? There's a lot of smacking that goes on. It looks like everyone's involved in some kind of morning exercise ritual of self-flagellation. But then again, they're all about 70 years old and way more limber than I am. So they're probably onto something. It's gone a bit dark overhead. I'm happy I've got my brolly. It's a rather unassuming little alleyway back here, but one with a dark history. Other than being in 2017's most Instagrammable streets of Macau. Exciting. It's got a nickname, which is Cannibal Alley, because the rumour is that during the Second World War, when Macau was going through a bit of a food shortage, people would go down this alley at night and they wouldn't make it to the other end. And the local restaurants never seemed to have a shortage of meat to fill their buns. That's right. This alley is home to Macau's very own Sweeney Todd. Also, if you come down here at night, you're meant to be able to hear the cries of people who are caught up in one of the buildings, kidnapped victims of the Sweeney Todd of Macau, after the house that they were being held up in caught fire. Spooky. I'm just meandering to my next destination, and it's market day. I've been diverted by a market. It's still so early that I think things quite haven't started bustling. But there's people here, ready and raring to go. Well, my trip to the market's been successful because I found some Portuguese tarts, which is what I wanted. This is Lin Fong Temple. It's dedicated to the goddess of the sea again, but also the goddess of mercy. The smell is so strong. The incense burning is so thick in the air. I've never experienced anything like it. It's really beautiful smelling. To say we're right in the middle of the city, really, with the whole world outside. You'd never know. You can hear just about the passing of cars, but this is so peaceful. Unless you're surrounded by smoke. Also, no bugs here. I guess the incense probably wards them off. I don't know why, I just feel almost emotional here for some reason. I've got no explanation as to why. Maybe I'm just dying of dehydration, but maybe because it's just so beautiful here and so calm. It's what we all need. I would say I'm starting to feel the midday sun, but it's 9:30 in the morning. I've climbed all the way up to Mong Ha Fortress. It's about as far north as I'm trying to go today. My plan now is to go back to my hotel, pick up my sunglasses, which I have forgotten, and explore the south part of Macau. Well, it took a bit of doing, but this is Taipa Village. I think it's at least close. Okay, this is Taipa Village. Specifically, this is Food Street, which makes sense because it's all food. It's so busy. It's unbelievably busy. Reminds me of Jiaofen in Taiwan. If you haven't watched my Taiwan adventures, then you can go over there and see those too. Wow, I highly recommend coming around here. It's really cool, it's fun. I'm going to do the same as all these people. I'm going to hide in the shade. The busiest place around here is just under this pavilion, just to get a rest from the sun. It's fairly hectic.
Number 15.
Thank you. For all I can tell, Macau is famous. Oh, thank you so. It's famous for two things. Thank you so much. They just gave me a. I just got given a Portuguese tart. Sorry, I'm lost for words. That was. I moved for a group of 3 people because they wanted a bench in the shade, so I moved into the sun. And to thank me, they brought over a Portuguese tart from a place called Lord Stowe's. I know that because I noticed on their bag when they walked past, because I was trying to find where Lord Stowe's was to buy another one of these. The 2 I bought earlier are in my bag. They didn't make it. They kind of like fell apart, so I ate them. But now I have another one. I've just been given it. Wow. That's made my day. So the first thing that Macau is famous for are these pork chop buns. I didn't know that before I came here, but there are lines outside the pork chop bun shops. So I got one. It's exactly what you think it's going to be. It's a pork chop in a bun. That is hotter than the sun. So it's a standard pork chop in a bun, but it's spiced in a kind of Cantonese style spice is how I would describe it. It's really nice. And the other thing they're famous for is these Portuguese tarts, which I'm finally getting to have.
Bye.
Courtesy of them. Bye. It's real good. It's not like the type you get in Portugal. It's a bit more eggy. This one is boiling hot. But it's not quite as sweet. But it's absolutely fantastic. When you are in Macau, pork chop bun and a Portuguese tart. What could be better? You know, it might sound trite, but I don't care. Kindness, man. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I tried to be kind to them, and then they were incredibly kind to me. And that's made my day. Kindness. A bit of kindness goes a long way, doesn't it? It's nice in this little nature reserve. It's a lot cooler There's all these fields of lotus flowers that all these people are tending to. I don't quite know why there's a travelator here, but I'm enjoying it while I'm on it. Well, it wouldn't be Macau without going to a casino, would it? This, I think, is the Venetian. One of the biggest casinos here. I mean, it's definitely a shopping mall. I've never been to a casino before, but one thing I do know is that you're not meant to film inside them. So we'll see. I watch a lot of gambling content on YouTube, so I know a little bit about it. I know how the games work, but I also don't want to win or lose a bunch of Macanese money that I then have to deal with. So we're just going to have a wander around and see what it's like, as if I'd really have to worry about winning a bunch of money. The actual casino is just over there. You can see them checking everyone's bags and looking for cameras and all that type of stuff. So I can't go into the casino itself, which is probably for the best. I would like to, but I've got nowhere to leave my bag. So I'd have the camera on me, which wouldn't be allowed. But we can look around the grounds. There's a lot of people spending a lot of money in there. The casino industry in Macau is how Macau operates. It's where all the taxes come from. It's something like 6 times bigger than the casino industry in Las Vegas. So really it's the heart of gambling in the world. And they make way more money here, but they don't do it. It's not like shows and stuff like that. It's all gambling. 85,000 people come to Macau every day, apparently. Well, most of them are coming to places like this, to casinos, to spend money. Because in countries like China, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, all around, gambling is either illegal or there's barely any. So they all come to Macau to gamble like maniacs. I'm also not, it feels like I'm outside. I'm not outside. This is just the ceiling in the Venetian. It's so weird. If I ever get around to doing my travel documentaries in America, I'm gonna have to go to Vegas, aren't I? Put some money in, because I know the machines, and it will be a lot of fun. I'd need a budget and a financial advisor with me, an accountability buddy. It looks and feels like I'm walking around Italian streets. Are casinos cool? It's pretty cool. I'm smiling a lot. There's a canal in here. Without a doubt, the thing I'm enjoying the most about walking around the casino complex is the fact that this is all air conditioned. Oh, I feel... Oh, it's incredible. I've been walking for about half an hour. I'm completely lost. I've no idea how to get out of this place. On the plus side, I have fallen in love about 3 or 4 times with various wealthy looking Asian women. So that's been nice. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but they're all definitely in a higher socio-economic position than I am. They're probably staying here. Or maybe I'm just exactly what they want. Salt of the earth. You know, working class lad. Sweep them off their feet. I'm not joking, this was a lot of fun, but I am completely lost. I think oh man. I'm trying to find my way to the light rail, which I think I can see a sign for. I think I'm in a different casino now. I don't know how much of me being completely lost in hotels is going to make it in. But I tell you, I've been here for like an hour. I bet there was an inside way to do this. If you're wondering how far Macau was from mainland China, that's mainland China. Right over there. Even I could swim that, and I can barely swim. I have to go back to mainland China at some point. I loved my first time I was there about 10 years ago. And that is it from Macau. Thank you so much everyone for being here, for supporting me and your encouragement. I just appreciate it so much. I've had a great time. Next stop is South Korea. But until next time everyone, if you enjoyed it, subscribe. That would be fantastic. Or maybe even share the video with someone else. But be kind to yourself, be kind to someone else, and as always, onwards and upwards. Bye.